How we get to know what Supreme Lord wants? Guru, Sadhu, Sastra. Either the spiritual master will tell us, Tarku apratistha Shrutiyo vivinna Naso rishirna minnam Dharmasya tattam Gutam vihaya Mahajano en gata sapanta. So understand what is Dharma, what is not Dharma is very difficult. Only Dharmasya tattam Guhutam vihaya. Only the spiritual master, only the self-realized spiritual master can help us to know. Otherwise, either by tarka, arguments, either by reading the Vedas, or either by Muni, Rishi Muni, following, we cannot understand. So, Varṇāśrama Dharma is a very scientific order being designed. Everyone being assigned certain duties so that gradually, slowly they can elevate to the spiritual platform and ultimately they can go back to Godhead. The whole purpose of this creation is to going back to Godhead. Whole purpose. So the Varṇāśrama system used to help even all categories of people to run a society, or in general, all varieties of people are existing. Some call Brāhmana. Brāhmana means the very intellectuals. They can think of beyond the three modes of nature. They can see and is being considered Brahmana is like a head. And kṣatriyas are meant to make sure all the classes they follow their duties. In general, in the material world, jivas are power hungry. They want to lord it over. So, Varṇāśrama system help them to control them in a systematic way and gradually lift them to the devotional platform. So, Varṇāśrama system, which is not connected to the Lord, or any dharma which is not help us to develop attachment to Krishna, it is said in the Bhagavatam, Sram evihi kevalam dharma sunasuta pumsam visvakshemi katha suya na utpatet yati ratim sram evihi kevalam. So any dharma, or it is said any action, if it does not help dharma sanasana visvakshemi kathasuya na utpatet yati ratim, develop attachment for hearing about Krishna. Visvakshemi. So is being considered It is Sram evi kevalam. So that is the reason when the conversation was happening, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai, what is the ultimate goal of life? So Ramananda Rai has replied to following the Varṇāśrama system. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately rejected. Eho bhaya. Or kaho. So that's Varna system is wrong? No. It's designed by the Lord. But in current condition, in Kali-Yuga, that the mind is uncontrolled. Biyang kusha and lolu pe means people are simply hankering after money. And money is considered the power in this world. Who got more money, he is more powerful. So that is the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected the given by the Ramananda Rai, Eho Bhaya. This Varna system will not work in the Kali-Yuga. Things are complete in the mashed up, chaotic condition. So that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has started the Sankirtana movement. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed on three things. He said, Aradhyo Bhagavan Brijes Tanyas Tadham Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadur Vargirniya Kalpita Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Pramaram Avalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matam Edam Tatradarana Para. So he says, Aradhyo Bhagavan Brijes Tanyas Tadham Vrindavanam. So the Vrindavana has to be worshipped as the Lord, His Dharma. And Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadut Vargirnya Kalpita. The topmost worship is worshipped by the Brajavadus, the gopis of Vrindavana. In this context, in the first canto, where after the Kurukshetra battle, Yudhishthira Maharaj enthroned to the capital of Hastinapura, Kunti Maharani and the Pandavas, Draupadi had gone through a lot of sufferings. So they were at peace little. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj enthroned for the royal throne, then Lord is about to leave for Dwarka. So that time Kunti Maharani offers up prayers to the Lord. So before starting the prayers, 1.8.18 onwards prayers start. 17 verse 1 before, just beginning. It says, Brahma Tejo Benur Mukti Atmaje Sah Krishnaya Prana Navir Mukham Krishnam Idam Ah Pirtha Sati. So in this particular scenario, Pirtha Sati. Pirtha is the name of Kunti Maharani. That's the reason the Arjuna is called Partha. Or Sati is being referred as chaste. What does the Sati chaste means? Prabhupada writes in the beautiful Purport, the very first line of this sloka Purport, Kunti is described herein as Sati or chaste. Sati generally chaste woman is referred like Pativrta. In the Vedic time, the woman supposed to be completely Pativrta, chaste. So Kunti is described herein as Sati or chaste due to her unallied devotion to Lord Sri Krishna. So one meaning of Sati or chaste means, chaste woman means devoted to the husband. What does it mean? She does anything for pleasure of her husband. Her life is molded such a manner. Every work, every action, every thought is meant to please the husband. And it is sense as if she does like this, she will elevate spiritually. There is a beautiful instance being referred by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Prabhupada repeats in the one of the lecture as well. There's incidents from Markandeya Purana. So, there was a one lady, she had a husband, or she has a husband, who was Kust Vipra. He was a Brāhmana, but having the leprosy. And she was very chaste, faithful to her husband, even though her husband was having the chronic disease called leprosy, was like a completely disposed, not able to do anything. And she was fully devoted to her husband. She used to work, get some money and take care of the husband. Where she was living, in that place, that city, there used to live one prostitute. And that prostitute was very, very famous and very beautiful, very attractive to allure any man. And she used to charge for this lot of money for one day if anyone wished to associate that prostitute. So it so happened that lady's husband, even though he was the Kust Vipra, he was a Brahmana, he was having the leprosy. Somehow he has developed a desire to associate with that prostitute. Wife being very faithful, very chaste, when she got to know that my husband have a desire to associate with that prostitute, they were very poor. So monetary level she cannot fulfill that desire. Then what she does, she goes to that prostitute house every day and starts serving her house of that prostitute. Cleaning, mopping, whatever, many things. without any payment, without any asking. So she used to go every day and do some work, a prostitute house. It went of couple of years. Then prostitute thought, who she is coming every day? I am not paying her. Still she is coming and doing some service to my place. So seeing that without any, look like just she is coming, her heart got, that prostitute heart got melted and asked, who are you? I am seeing every day you come, do lot of service and I am not paying you. So I am very pleased with you. Can I do something for you? Then she opens up, I belong to a very poor family and my husband is afflicted with leprosy disease. But he wished to associate to you. By hearing these words, can you see, no wife like to their husband should associate with anyone. Here the wife, husband is disposed completely. She is working for that pleasure to give the husband, to desire to fulfill the desire. And she is requesting the prostitute and doing a lot of seva for her. So by seeing such a great character of that lady, prostitute agreed, okay, even though I do not wish to associate with any person who got a leprosy, but still because of you, seva, you can bring such day. So even though her husband was even he was having the leprosy, but he could not even walk. So she carried the husband that particular day on his shoulder because he cannot walk. So he carried for that prostitute house. And when they both reached there, so that prostitute explains to her husband how sincerely she is. So by hearing this, Kushta Vipra, the husband of that lady, heart got changed. He said, no, take me back to my house. So when she was carrying her husband on the shoulder, on the way, Markandeya, why it is mentioned the Markandeya Pura? Markandeya Rishi, he was doing some tapasya. By mistake, when she was carrying, her husband got touched to the Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya Rishi become very angry. Say, you are low class man, and start abusing lot of men. And said that I curse you to her husband. As soon as sun rises, you will die. So in the meanwhile, both they were pleading and requesting, please do not do so. So no, this will happen. But that lady was so chaste. She said that I will make sure sun does not rise, will not rise. And by that Pativrata, that chaste lady has so much power. Our Shastra says, if anyone follows chastity completely, she will have unlimited power. So this is a true incident which is quoted in the Markandeya Purana. And when she decides sun not to rise, because sun rises, her husband dies. Actually, sun stopped. She stopped the movement of a sun. पूरे ब्रह्मांड में all जितने भी देवता लोग होते हैं घबरा जाते हैं. They all keep running. What has happened? Even the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they got together. What has happened? Why sun is not moving? Brahma said this, the sun is moving by the order of Krishna. But sun stopped. So they all got to know. They come to that lady. Say, what is this? Please do not have this kind of bow. It will create the havoc on the whole system. Then say, no, I want to save my husband at any cost. She must so much serve the husband. So they said, okay, we'll find out. The marketability has something. We have to keep the words of marketability. Also, we'll save your husband. Let us do something. So they said, when the sun rises, your husband die, but we'll make it again alive. So then she agreed for this proposal. So as the sun rises, her husband dies. Again, because of that benediction from Brahma Vishnu, that again, that her husband become alive. So, a simple lady having some attachment to her husband and very chaste, by that power, she got so much so that she can stop the movement of a sun. That is a material husband, material wife. Bhagavatam says, Satvatam Pati. Pati means protector, maintainer. That's called Pati. Who protect, who maintain you is called Pati. So material husband, Pati, and for this lady having so much chaste towards she could able to get so much power. So ultimate Pati of everyone is Krishna. Satvatam Pati. Real protector, real maintainer, who is Krishna? Actually, there is only one Purusha, Krishna. All are Prakriti. Like a chastity she had for her husband, so B also has to be chaste. We also be Pati Virta. Every one of us. Our every action, even though it will be very painful for us, still we have to do everything for serving Krishna, for His pleasure. So she followed a chastity towards material husband, she got so much power. If we have the chastity toward Krishna, what a power we can get. Krishna becomes servant of his devotees. Like Durvasa Muni has been Aham Bhakta Paradhino. Krishna says, I am not independent. The devotees are controlling me. Yashoda Maya controlling Krishna. Gopis is controlling Krishna. So the devotee does not care his infamy, what is happening to him, but he always wants to satisfy the Lord's desire. Same thing the gopis. When they heard of dead of night, the flute sound of Krishna, they all ran towards Krishna. That dead of night, they were stopped, but they did not care. Some are serving their husbands, some are taking care of the house, some are feeding the babies, some are taking a Bhagavatam. Krishna book talks about very detail. They did not care. Some of them were not allowed. They were locked inside the house. And it is said that in Bhagavatam, when they were locked, they sat in the meditation, merged his mind into Krishna, they left the material body. So their dedication, they say, Ramya Kachit Upasana Prajabhadus Vargenya Kalpita. Because that is a qualification to enter into the Vrindavan Dham, Guru Vrindavan. So that loving attitude will come, na dharmastunastuna pinshan vissakshemi kathasuga na utapatiti yati ratim sram evi kevlam. So all our actions should be how I can develop more attachment to Krishna by serving him. And that service is started by hearing about Krishna. Vissakshemi kathasuya na utapatiti yati ratim. We must know, unless Krishna protect, no one can protect us. Balasya Petro Anantashesh. And who is maintaining? Krishna is maintaining. No one can else maintain if Krishna does not sanction. Like in the case of even Draupadi, when she was getting disrobed, as we know, Pandava, when they lost Draupadi by Karna and by Duryodhana trick, Sakuni trick, she was brought in the big assembly. Actually, the lajja for any Istri is much more than even his death, life and death. So she was pushed into the big assembly with a huge. So she first requested to their own husband. Then she requested Dronacharya, Bhishma. And the last she requested to even Dhritarashtra. So when she found no, everyone was helpless in that scenario. Then she tried to protect by herself. And she understood she cannot be protected by any means. Then in the last, she called out to Krishna, called, Hey Govinda! And Krishna, Prabhupada says in one of the lecture, Krishna incarnated there as a sari, unlimited sari. Krishna incarnated in that form called Vastra Udara. So if we are fully dependent on the Lord, so Lord will protect us in any condition. So here it is said, Kunti is described herein as Sati chaste due to her unallied devotion to Lord Krishna. Her mind will now be expressed in the following pairs. A chaste devotee of the Lord does not look to others. A chaste devotee of the Lord does not look to others, namely any other living being or even demigod, for their deliverance from danger. So that's called, he does not look for anyone other than, that was all along the characteristics of whole family of Pandavas. They knew nothing except Krishna. Therefore, the Lord was also always ready to help them in all respects, in all circumstances. That is the transcendental nature of the Lord. He reciprocates the dependence of the devotee. One should not therefore look for help from imperfect living beings or demigods. So our complete dependence on the Lord, one of the principles of surrender, exclusive dependence on the Lord. But one should look for all help from the Lord Krishna, who is competent to save his devotee. Such a chaste devotee also never asks the Lord for help, but the Lord, out of his own accord, is always anxious to render it. Like Amrish Maharaj's case also. He was flawless. But still, when Durvasa Muni created a demon to kill him, he said, if I have done any mistake, I am ready to get your punishment. So can you see the character of a Amrish Maharaj? Even though he is not fault, he said, by chance if I have done your mistake, please punish me whatever you feel. So that nature of Amrish Maharaj help even the Lord. He said, Durvasa used to come back to the Amrish Maharaj for the protection, for his protection. Prahlad Maharaj, Gajendra, a lot of examples. Full Bhagavatam take us to the plate. That's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Pramanam Amalam. Actually, in Kali-Yuga, there is only one book, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And is very much dear to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whoever comes to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requests, please read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. It's beyond the Varṇāśrama Dharma. Dharma projit ketav atra parmo nirmatsaranam satam. So because Srimad Bhagavatam throw off any dharma or any work which is materially motivated. Dharma projit ketav. So all cheating religion. If you are doing serving Lord with some material motive, even the devotees even do not ask Lord to even spiritual motive also. Foolish and I am you treat me as you wish. Otherwise you are ordering Krishna, do this for me. Paramo nirmatsaranam sadam. So the Bhagavatam bring you the 100% pure devotional platform. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Mahamuni Kirti Kimva Pare Isware. See, what is the other need of anything other than Bhagavatam? By hearing Bhagavatam, Sadhyo Hirdi Avaruddhate Atra Kritivi Suchunvis Tachanat. So as we hear Bhagavatam submissively, attentively, we capture the Lord in the heart. Avaruddhate Tachanat. Sadhyo Hirdi Avaruddhate. So it is said that as soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam, by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within the heart. Even Chaitanya Charitamrita also beginning, I said we used to capture the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the innermost chamber of the heart. What does it mean innermost chamber means? No one or nothing is more dearer to than the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are so fortunate being completely under of shelter of Srila Prabhupada. We have been given such a glorious thing by which we can go back to Golok Vrindavan Dham. So, but our loyalty, our pativrata towards the Lord, and also sometimes pati is referred to the spiritual master as well. our loyalty should be towards Srila Prabhupada. Does not matter what happens to me, but his pleasure, his order, we have to be. If one can have for material thing, why can't we have for our eternal benefit, our eternal benefit for the soul? So that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is rejected, given by the how one can achieve the purpose of life, given by the Ramananda Rai, Varṇāśrama, Eho Bhaya, and the many in Eho Bhaya he says, including the Sarva Dharma Parityaji, Eho Bhaya, Aage Kao, brings to the platform where we can completely unalight devotion on the level of Vrindavan Brijvasis, we can render service to the Lord. So in Kali-Yuga we can achieve that kind of devotion by easily method, by chanting the holy name, by serving Srila Prabhupada. If we do very sincerely, what a great fortune we'll have, we will unimaginable to our mind. So little austerities, I won't say even austerities also, little systematic following the rules and regulation given by Srila Prabhupada take us to the different degree of devotion. And this pure devotion is inaccessible even to the Brahma, even inaccessible to Lakshmi. Lakshmi is still performing austerity in the Bhandara, so that she gets some access to the Vrindavan in turn. So that that association of Krishna in the Golok Dham, Srila Prabhupada take us, I will promise you, I will take you for the right. There's a lot of quotes. Just follow what I say. So follow for regular principle, chant Hare Krishna, 16 Mala, and do whatever little service, whatever we can do. So the guaranteeing us will take us back to God. So that's the mercy of Srila Prabhupada in this regard. I will stop. Grintharaj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.